So today I found out how many barbells I could fit in the back of a Mazda CX-30. The exact number is 5, by the way. So we got ELITEFTS SSB, Rogue CB4 cambered bar, nice shiny red Cerakote Texas deadlift bar that I bought because it was shiny and red and didn't realize how slippery it would feel, black ELITEFTS Iron Cowboy power bar that has some really not sharp, but really good knurling for not being sharp. And last but not least, the ever so wonderful ELITEFTS American cambered press bar. And I know they got the other cambered press bar that I used the other day, but that bar hurt me and feels less good than the ELITEFTS version, so I wanted to bring in the one that I like. Because it's like Mike's letting us train in here before it's open. So might as well bring in some cool shit to make the cool gym even cooler. Plus, I'm kind of a princess about the bars I train with, so that's also another big reason. Anyways, it is day 73 of the cut, sitting at 251 body weight, and today is my speed squat and max effort deadlift day. Not really super excited about either of those because, again, we feel super low on food quantity right now, but I also know I gotta suck it up and deal with it if I want to get lean enough to be where I want to be. Also, not super excited to have to walk out, but the mono should be getting here next week, so I am excited for that. And I know on Saturday I was talking about wanting to go back to the heels for my main squats, but this is not my main squat day, and I still think I'm gonna get something out of running the flats for these squats for the old hippie hips. And I do kind of miss running kilo plates, mostly because 2 kilo plates would put me where I want my work set to be today, and I'm kind of lazy, but the chrome ones are also pretty cool. Ah, this bar is so sketchy to walk out. And I'm figuring 2 1/4 should be appropriate for work sets today. But before we do that, if you're feeling stuck or unsure about your training, or just want to make sure that you're doing the right things for your needs, hit the link below, join Team Activated, because I want to give you the coaching, feedback, and education that you need to be the best powerlifter that you can be. I still need to get better at doing those ad reads, but work set time. Control the walkout. Still terrifying, slightly less terrifying though. And if you're wondering why I'm running the stupid bar, number one is it makes lightweights really freaking hard, so I don't need to put as much on the bar. And number two is it makes an SSB squat feel very similarly in load distribution to my competition low bar. And the 1.5s are there to both emphasize bottom end brace as well as practicing the skill of rebounding. And I don't know, this is almost making me feel like I don't need to give up on the flat shoes just yet, because I think that setting up with a walkout versus mono might be forcing me a little bit narrower than I was previous weeks on these. I think that little bit narrower is letting me find a little bit more quaddy squatties. Ran out of intelligent things to say to the camera, so next set. Actually really freaking happy with how those felt, especially considering how hard I cranked on stair mill this morning. Anyways, it is now time to figure out where to set up for some deficit deadlifts. And the plan for today was to revisit that deficit pull, but in the midst of packing up all my bars and rushing, I forgot to bring my mats to pull the deficit off of, and there isn't anything quite perfect in here to do it. So I think I'm just gonna pull from the floor and continue the hook grip adventure with some nice pink liquid chalk. Not used to pulling two like 45-pound plates for a first warm-up. That was very silly. This platform is like so squishy and nice. Like that's beautiful. And I guess the squishy platform kind of means it's the tiniest bit of a deficit anyways, so maybe not the worst thing for today. So nice. And liquid chalk review, kind of a pain in the ass waiting for it to dry, but it actually feels like really nice and chalky. Oh no, mouth guard upside down. I don't know if those just feel really freaking good today, or if they just feel good in comparison to the subos I pulled last week. Also, kind of forgot how fun pound plate jumps are when training deadlifts. Getting to put so many plates on the bar, and it's only $4.95. And I think this one will be the find out if we're actually going to do good today sort of set. Fuck up the hook. Okay. Overthinking. Yeah, felt good enough. And like what I'm thinking is with the last 2 weeks being block pull conventional, block pull sumo, I'm kind of having trouble like getting my pull into the bar really well. But I think that's honestly a good thing if I'm having to be aware of that, because that is a very important aspect for my deadlift. So to 6 we go. Probably gonna have to wake up a little bit for this one. Nah. I mean, if I need it for this, I'm in trouble. Decent. Not great, but... And like, didn't move super fantastic, and Miata's telling me I was flicking my head harder than I should be. So I think we're gonna go 6 1/4 and try to clean that bullshit up. Okay, headphones in, fun music on. Time to not do shitty. Woo! And like a little bit shitty in execution because I kind of didn't lat in hard enough. A little bit shitty in how it moved, but I think considering how everything feels today, actually really happy to be pulling 635 and not having it totally suck. especially with the hook grip going on. So we'll get her stripped down so I can run some stiffies. And the kind of shitty thing about losing a fairly significant amount of weight as a powerlifter is that you're going to have to be kind of okay with starting to feel less and less strong as food comes out and as your leverages change more and more and more. And for me at least, learning to be okay with that is a matter of, number one, making sure my accessory work is still pushed hard enough to get the job done, and number two, trusting that if my accessory work is still pushed hard enough to get the job done, once I have food back in, once the leverages start changing and adapt to how I'm moving, the strength, I know it will come back, so I just gotta do the stuff to let the strength come back when food comes back in. And on that note, depending on how this one feels, we might stay here, we might go up for a second set. Probably gonna keep it here based on that first rep. And I haven't run stiffies for a couple of weeks now. I think it was like rep 3 where I remembered like, hey, idiot, pack your freaking head. And then rep 4 I was like, holy shit, yeah, that's why I need to make sure that I'm not doing stiff legs, because that's probably why my deadlift kind of sucked today. And we'll see if we can do a little bit better job of that the whole time on set number 2. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And with the gym not being open yet, they are a little bit limited in like leg pressy type equipment. So I did run this guy already on Saturday. And what I think I'm gonna do is just try to get the feet a little bit lower, let heels come up, and see if we can make the intent a bit different than how we ran it on the weekend. Yeah, that's definitely a little bit different than what we ran on the weekend. Holy shit, I might have started a bit too aggressive. Oh, so gross. And if Miana didn't walk in front of the camera, I would have said that worked out about as perfectly as it could have, but she ruined the shot. Also think I finally figured out how to dismount from this thing well. And I think like the lesson here is if you are in a gym that is a little bit limited on leg equipment, it's like you don't gotta just be like, well, I leg pressed once this week, I shouldn't do it again. If you need more leg work, you can just like modify stance, put feet wider, put feet narrower, put feet higher, put feet lower, touch a little bit different part of your legs, and maybe what you'll discover with that is you were doing the leg press or whatever you were wrong for your needs all along based on how the different setups feel. Got my feet even lower for this set, and on one side, kind of feels like a mistake. On the other side, kind of glad I did it because it is even more nasty on that mid-range knee extension. Because I'm sure you can see, like, bottom loading on this, not too bad. And it's like, oh, freaking shit, we got a shrug. Gonna shut up and crank. Oh. 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 Yeah, freaking stoked with that. And now time for butt cheeks. And like, I know that I did run this thing already on Saturday, but it felt so freaking good for what I need that what I think I'm gonna do if we're gonna be coming here more than one lower day per week is I'm probably just gonna split up the glute work a little bit and like make this guy the today guy thing and then make the 45-degree back extension the Saturday thing, because I'd rather run like the closer to deadlift accessory on the day when I'm not already cooked from the deadlifts and the stiff legs. Then I can just make this like a butt cheeky good morning, and I'm already doing a good morning on my Saturdays, so it'll work. Oh. And to try to clarify what I was saying during that set, when I'm thinking about accessories to run on my main squat day versus my main deadlift day, like, it might make sense to just make everything on the deadlift day very deadlift specific, but I find if I do that, all that shit gets totally smashed, and make everything on my squat day totally squat specific, all that shit gets totally smashed, and then it's hard to link weeks together back to back to back to back. And I find that if I kind of spread out the stimulus a little bit more evenly on my accessories, I'm less smashed on an individual day, and I can make the total week more productive for my goal. Plus, I'm getting a little bit extra of that body part frequency touching stuff going on. Okay, round 2 of this bullshit. Gonna start a little lower for this one, I think. Oh, that's so terrible. But in a good kind of terrible way. Like, I'm working the things that really need work sort of deal. Oh. Ah. I kind of enjoy how you can't just like go to the top and get out. Like, you gotta catch that eccentric of the last one before you can bring it up without loading. And it just makes like the terribleness of this machine so much more terrible. And I think, like, on the note I was just talking about, gonna run this guy today because I ran the notchless version across the gym the other day, and like, it is a very similar machine, but the notchless one is more like straight out, so it's a lot more like glute meaty, where this one's kind of like out and down. So it is really touching glute max well, and I want to do that today, so we're doing it. Probably could afford to put more weight on those, so I'll just do a couple more and then slap a plate on. I mean, you could just put the plate on for me. Two plates might be aggressive. Woo-wee. World's strongest ass incoming. I can't believe there's fit girls that like load this thing up with like 1,000,000 plates, and I'm dying right now. Oh. Oh, fuck. RP10. Ow. And now like I'm stuck inside the machine, so I guess we're just gonna do our rest in the slightly lengthened position. Alrighty, that's probably enough rest time to contemplate my life choices. Let's run set 2. Doesn't feel any less terrible. Oh. should probably start like not growling as much on reps because it probably looks and sounds really weird in the context of what this machine is. Damn it, let one out. I have never felt anything that intensive on my butt cheek. And I think I'm trapped. Oh no. Can someone help me? I'm stuck inside. They just like pull the pin. Sick. And as far as hammy jammies go here, once again, a little bit limited in equipment, but I think what I'm going to do is like, I was talking about this guy feeling very similar to a Nordic the other day, and what I'm doing here is I got the seat way leaned back, getting a little bit more hip extension in, and trying to see if we can kind of get that mid-range deadlift type hamstring contraction going, and I think it's going. Ooh. Yeah, this is an adequate Nordic replacement and maybe even better than the Nordics for me because I can actually do them and not feel like I'm going to die. Oh. And I think because we did the Myo rep bullshit on Saturday, I'll just do regular straight old sets here. Okay, round 2. And the funny thing about this setup is like, just setting up at it, it feels like I'm in a lazy boy chair. And then as soon as I start going, it's like, no, this is not very lazy. I freaking love this machine. And what I'm thinking for the ab work that I need to do to finish up here is the chest press sit-up that I ran the other day was freaking phenomenal, so I'd be silly to not do it again. And it's like, if you're looking for something to do ab work on, like all you really need to do is find something you can plant your ass on, hook your feet on the other end, and then just lean back, curl up to the top, and it's gonna be wonderful. Never mind, this thing feels terrible, so don't take my word that it's wonderful, but it's going to do the job. I might actually try to figure out a way to rig up some band to make the top end nastier. Oh. Or maybe not, because that is still so very nasty. Okay, round 2, and as you can see, we did not grab a band. I think the reason this feels so gross in the bottom is like lumbar spine is blocked, so I'm forced to kind of extend over, and it just exposes that rectus abdominis length so disgustingly for me. And on that note, first off, be careful you don't smack your head getting out of the thing. Second off, if you are someone that does have lumbar extension intolerance, this might not be the best ab work to start with. And in a way, like, right now is such a juxtaposition of emotions in regard to training because how I feel kind of sucks. How I'm performing kind of sucks, but once I let go of being attached to performance and being attached to numbers and being, attached to being the guy that should be capable of pulling 7 on any given day, it's like these sessions are so much freaking fun. And I think like part of that fun is having to fight to make it good, because if I just went in and just, went, whoa, I feel like shit, it would be terrible. But going in with the attitude that like, if I want this to be good, I really gotta freaking dig in to make it good, and I really gotta try to be positive to make it positive. It's like just that act of trying to make it good and trying to make it positive, it just makes it freaking fun, and I am so grateful for that. So guys, Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. Have a good night. And if you need help with anything powerlifting related, hit the link below. Join the team because I want to make you a better lifter.